Call the meeting to order, please. May I have a roll call?
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Judge Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Mr. Singh, would you lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Definitely will, Judge. Thank you. Let us pray. Father God, again, we give you thanks for another day that you've given us, Lord. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to serve, Lord. We continue to pray for all our leadership, Lord. We continue to pray for the judge and the 4 commissioners that you've appointed, Lord, to lead this great county of ours, Lord. Continue to provide them your wisdom, Lord. Continue to provide them all your guidance, Lord, your discernment, Lord, and more importantly, your peace through your Son, Jesus, Lord, that they continue to make the decisions that affect us all, Lord. I continually ask for your wisdom for myself, Lord, for all our county workers, district workers, and all the leadership of this great county, Lord. Continue to bless us all, Lord. We continue to lift all those up that are battling illnesses, Lord. Continue to pray for them, their families as well as they battle through all that, Lord. We continue to pray for the states that are battling right now with the rain events, Lord, the tornadoes and everything, Lord. We know that everything is in your hands, Lord. We pray for them, for the speedy recovery, Lord, for the emergency responders and all that has to take place, Lord. We just, again, give you thanks for all that you do, and we ask that you be with us, and I ask all this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Do we have any people signed up for, do we have any people signed up for open forum?
No, sir, not under drainage.
Okay. Then we go into
Okay.
the approval of our consent agenda.
Yes, sir. On the consent agenda, item 1, which is approval of check register and payment of claims, a standard payment of bills that we have already internally audited. Under general operations, we're extending our current bids that we have for title reports and for flexible base for 60 days. We are also under item 3, approving some invoices for consultant work done on our project on the Fort McAllen drain for construction inspection services. Item 4, we have a change order. We're ratifying a change order that has been approved. It was reviewed by my staff, signed off by myself, and we're asking for approval of that. Item B, we also have payment for services rendered on 2 projects. Item C, we have the to clarify closing documents on a parcel that we purchased for Adams and Black. Item 5, request clarification correction on a caption item that we had on the agenda. We have clarification again on a closing item because sometimes the amounts differ with recording fees and such. Item C, against payment for services that are being rendered on an ongoing project. Item C, again, current study that we have ongoing district-wide, and other services also rendered for work that are being done, are all being summarized in the item C there. And the Penitas Pump House is a project that we're presenting today. So we've reviewed everything. My staff has, both administrative staff, accounting, and so forth, and we recommend approval.
Move for approval.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Item 5A.
5A, update discussion as relates to Dow County Drainage District Number 1, Penitas Pump House. You have the clicker, brother? Oh, you got it there. Okay, great. Thank you. Just a quick 2-minute presentation. Just want to keep the board and the public abreast of what's happening. Next slide, Jaime. This is what basically the proposed structure is going to be looking like, or this is, I guess, a projection of the wall that's going to be extended both easterly and westerly of the Penitas Pump House. This is a project that's been ongoing as a partnership with the IBWC, with the Dow County Irrigation District Number 1 and our offices. So as you can see, there is a wall already on the west side. Go back, Jaime, right there. There's a wall on the west side there, and then there's a wall on the east side. You can barely see it on the top of the slide. So those interconnections are going to take place. Next slide. This is the actual pump house itself that you can see there. The next one, brother. And you can see there where they're taking it apart right there. They're basically building walls on each side to elevate it to get to an elevation as required by FEMA so it can be certified and accredited for flood control. You can see there going on right there, the construction that's happening right there at a different elevation. And that's where they took the roof off and they're erecting the walls. Right now, they've got one side completed. Once they complete that side, they'll be flipping over to the other side, have it fully constructed, so it'll be in place. And the next line. So keep going. Is that the cost summary? Yeah, put it on. Put the cost summary on there. So the cost summary there, we have the. This is the breakdown of the shares that of the participation. The drainage district is funding the material testing and inspection services as part of the engineering. Part of the engineering is required for the pump itself and the evaluation of the structure, included in engineering costs. So we're funding a total of $338,000. Irrigation district number 1 is funding $128,000, part of the engineering, and the bulk of the work is being funded by the IBWC. The construction work and the material testing, even though we're upfronting the cost, we're going to be 100% reimbursed for that. So that project's ongoing. It's scheduled to be completed in October. We're about 53.8% done with that project. So it is an ongoing project. Just wanted to brief the board, and if you have any questions or anything that's happening there. SDI Engineering is the construction management firm that is they're managing the construction for us, for the district. Any questions?
How long has it been in process?
Well, that project, sir, originated
Maybe several years.
even, I think 2014 was around there.
That's the last flood.
Yeah, well, the last flood when we had it was actually in 2010 when we built the temporary dike around it. Yes, sir.
It was almost.
Yeah, there was a temporary dike that is correct. And shortly after that, they started the process, and I think in 2013, 2014, they started some construction, and we ran into some issues, so they stopped. And then that's when we started the evaluation in 2015 to look at how we can raise the actual structure, the actual existing Benita Pump House, what is being done now.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. And finally, it was let this last November, I believe it was in September, October, November, around that time, and its construction started in January of this year, so it should be done in October of this year. Okay, if I may, I'll go to item B, approval to enter in contract training agreement with South Texas College, an institution of higher education authorized by law and Constitution of the State of Texas and Dow County Drainage District Number 1. The training subject matter is on the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, the HIPAA Act, and House Bill 300.
Move for approval.
Second.
We're going to have a very long agenda, so I'm not going to say is there any discussion. If anybody wants to make any discussion, just jump in. If not, I'm going to ask for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of McAllen and County of Douglas as it relates to Russell Road and 33rd Street drainage improvements subject to final review.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of Westaco as it relates to Austin and Meredith Street drainage improvements subject to final legal review.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement with Santa Cruz Irrigation District Number 15 as it relates to main South Edinburgh Lake Drain Extension.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item F1, requesting exception of competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code, Section 262024A4, professional service.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval of the district to negotiate a professional real estate appraisal and/or appraisal review service contract with George J. Salazar, 2 DBA Appraisal House from the district's approved pool of pre-qualified appraisers for the provision of professional real estate appraisal service and/or appraisal review service on call as needed basis for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 projects.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, requesting exception of competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional services.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Requesting approval for the district to negotiate a professional real estate appraisal and/or appraisal review service contract with Leonel Garza Jr. and Associates LLC for the district's approved pool of pre-qualified appraisers for the provision of professional real estate appraisal services and/or appraisal review services on call as needed basis for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 projects.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item H1, requesting a consent to competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 262024A4, a professional service.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Requesting approval for the district to negotiate a professional real estate appraisal and/or appraisal review service contract with Professional Appraisal Services, Inc. for the district approved pool of pre-qualified appraisals for the appraisal of professional real estate appraisal services and/or appraisal review services on call and as needed basis for Dow County Drainage Number 1 projects.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item I, recommendation by Investment Negotiations Committee for acceptance of the final negotiated rates, fees, terms, and conditions for award and/or approval of the final Dow County Drainage Number 1 depository bank and, if applicable, trust service and other related service agreements with Lone Star National Bank with effective date upon expiration of the current agreement and expiring in May 2023 with statutory option for renegotiations 2021, subject to final legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
Judge.
I know in the past, Commissioner
I'm
Cantu
gonna,
has.
I'm gonna abstain.
Has
For the
abstained.
record, he is
Yes.
abstaining.
Yes, he has.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. I assume that the agreement is identical to the county.
That is correct, and our legal counsel is fully reviewing that as well, sir, yes.
Right. So the pricing is going to be exactly the same that's negotiated by the county. There's going to be references in our contract that deal with the
So we
drainage
need to
district.
approve it subject to legal or what?
And that's how it's written, yes, sir.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have an abstention of Commissioner Cantu. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6A, presentation and discussion, Dow County Drainage District 1 capital improvement plan in the amount of $83.7 million and discussion of outstanding debt. We had presented to the board. I had met with the judge and the commissioners regarding the proposed plan to in the segments that we wanted to put out for or the phases that we wanted to put out for our bond issuance. So we went through all our projects, looked at everything that we have to date, and where we believe we could invest the first year on the projects, depending on right-of-way existing, the conditions, the type of project, and so forth. So we developed a number of $83.7 million that we believe is something that we can manage the first year with the sales. So I do have Mr. Hinojosa here from Estrada Hinojosa to make a presentation to the board regarding the program and I guess the impact the sale will have for us. So.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Noé Hinojosa with Estrada Hinojosa Company. Good morning, gentlemen. Basically, you should have gotten a little book here, and what we're coming to you for is to give us authority to prepare a bond sale that will come sometime in June. So everything that has been discussed here is still subject to approval, final approval at a later date. So it's just customary from our firm is to come to you and tell you, hey, here's what's coming. And I think, if anything, what is being proposed to us by staff to present to you is about financing the first tranche, the first phase of a three-phase project. If you go to page 3 on the presentation, you'll see that what's in highlighted yellow is what has been presented to us by staff on how to go about funding $83,198,944. We anticipate that the current county's drainage district's ratings will prevail, will remain. In fact, I can't thank enough for Commissioner Fuentes and I know Commissioner Cantu and Judge Cortez helping us out back in early May in making presentations for the county's credit, and I'll give you results on that at the next meeting. But on the drainage district, they pretty much are aware that this is coming out in terms of the drainage district debt. So they've pretty much been given a heads up. The numbers we're going to present to you here today are what I believe pretty conservative, as we've always made it a practice to show you more of a higher number than what it may actually end up at. We're working very closely. I think we've made visits in Austin with the Texas Department of Transportation and the Texas Water Development Board. In fact, through some of your initiatives, the state legislature is contemplating funding out of rainy day fund as much as $2 or $3 billion for flood control projects. And I think the fact that you have this kind of initiative already in place may very well help us down the road to funding these projects. As in May, though, when you turn to page 3 and go to page 4, you'll see the first priority projects provided to us by, I guess, the staff and with the participation from all your precincts. You'll find in yellow the project, precinct 1 projects. That's a good 12, 14 projects. Precinct 2 has a lot of line items. I'm assuming, Raul, that this has been already worked with the consent of the board. And then precinct 3 and precinct 4. Certainly, this is just a guideline. It's not necessarily being set in stone. The objective here is to give you a priority of these projects and guideline as to what needs to be funded first. There will be a phase 2, phase 3 that we think, for purpose of planning, that maybe this time next year you could be borrowing that kind of money. What we want to do between now and then is hopefully identify components within these line items to see if we can get assistance, hopefully through grants or loans at lower rates than the private market provides from either the TxDOT or the Water Development Board. But this is a guideline to show you what we're going to be doing. The next page, I think the promise made to the voters when you took this referendum to them for their approval back in last fall is that this financing will impact the drainage district's tax rate by 3 cents. And our plan is to basically issue this financings in tranches like you see in the highlighted yellow on page 5. You'll see how by selling to fund $83 million with $72 million, you will have average annual payments of about $5.7 million. That will impact, on the second column from right to left, today the tax rate is at 4 cents to pay debt service. I think you charge the 4 cents for debt service, another 5 for the M&O side. So the total tax rate is somewhere around 9 cents, 9.5. So this portion is only for debt service. When you borrow this money, the impact on tax rate for next year, for the 2020 year, will be a penny. So every time we come out to the market, we will, if we sell bonds next year, there'll be another penny. I think the way it's been presented to you is that as you go about borrowing money and executing the projects, that then people will see that you are doing something with those funds. Again, I can't stress enough to hopefully we get the state to help out. And in fact, we'll have about a meeting with them in Austin in another month or so to see where the legislature agree to determine what kind of funds we can get for flood control. Maybe we can reduce that impact by the time we fund this entire project. The project's at 190. So going back to that page 2 or 3, the tranche is 83, and then next year we'll do about 50 million, and then the following year 56 million. I suspect that it's pretty optimistic way of funding for this project. Projects are all over the county, and sometimes expected delays or unforeseen delays can occur. So it wouldn't surprise me if we are here next year telling you, hey, maybe another month or 2 to fund that second tranche. On page 6, you basically find the debt that the district has outstanding, plus what is being contemplated to borrow. The highlight in yellow is what's being proposed to be borrowed in June 17th, I believe. And at that time, the district would have had $192 million of outstanding debt. The graph on the right, what's in blue is your existing debt. The bars in green is what will be impacted by the borrowing of this financing. The red line basically is your tax levy. So you'll see how that tax rate will go from the current 430 to about a 530, and that levy will have to be increased to pay this debt. Page 7 is basically a graph that shows you what's been the behavior over the last 20 years in terms of interest rates. We continue to have a pretty favorable interest rate environment out there. When the stock market gets hit, bonds get to rally some. Had a good day yesterday, so we went to the market yesterday with the offerings of the county, and you'll find in a minute how well we did there. The preliminary schedule on page 9 is basically presenting the plan of finance today, May 21st, so that you can sell on or about June 18th and close sometime July 17th. So the projects, I think some of them have already started, all right? I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit more on that. And what this will do basically is fund for the projects on that list, if not reimburse the district for some of the expenses they've already incurred. With that, I'll stop and entertain questions you may have.
I'm not sure that I understand that the projects that are listed in page 4
Yeah.
are fluid. I thought they were pretty set. Or did I misunderstand you?
I think that's just the initial cost for the first phase, for the first tranche.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. What we did is we evaluated the actual first two components, which to us are the design services, which we need to encumber those monies in there. To order to issue the contracts, we have to have the money in the bank, so
Right.
that's in there.
All these are already contracted?
Well,
They-
I think that they're part of the initial phase.
Oh, yeah,
either
for
through
sure.
engineering
Their
or-
initial phase, and by the end of today, we will have, if the board chooses to take action on items later, we'll have all the projects assigned with the exception of 2. One of them is in precinct 2, which deals with some acquisition of properties and so forth. It's a little more, something that we need to look at. And then, and then everything else is done, basically, on the project list. Now, we also have land costs in here because we're going to be very assertive in our approach to acquire the land. And then there are construction projects that we've identified in each area that we believe, based on existing condition, based on proposed condition with land, and based on the complexity of the project itself, we can get those to construction by the end of the year. And within a year from today, in June of next year, we should be all under construction, if not some of them fully constructed. We have 2 under construction already right now, one in precinct 1, one in precinct 2. We're about to put plans out in precinct 3 on one of our projects where we own right-of-way in the next 90 days. So we're moving very, very assertive in our plan to get as much as we can under construction this year.
So this represents essentially what we need for 1 year for each
Right,
of those
that-
projects.
that's what I wanted to
Whether
make sure.
it's design, construction, acquisition.
Yes, sir.
It encompasses all
That
of
is
those
correct.
costs, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we didn't want to go out a whole 186 million
And then just bank the
and
money.
just sit it
and
there.
pay
We wanted
interest.
to put a plan together and be an assertive plan.
That's why I wanted to make sure, because I kind of got the sense that it was still fluid, but it's really not fluid because,
It's just the first year allocation
yes,
for all those
yes,
projects.
okay.
It's a planning tool. I mean, it's hard to contract when you don't have funds available on the district. You got to have the funds and then contract.
Okay. And based on your study and your knowledge, you feel that you're going to be able to do all this work within that 1 year?
I'm very confident, sir. Yes, sir. We're pushing very hard. I have good staff. The board has been very receptive and supportive of allowing me to staff up on all the ongoing M&O projects, but also on the bond project. So I have, well,
Okay. Well, before I call the question, I want to thank all the taxpayers of Iowa County for giving us this money for this very much needed drainage program throughout their 4 precincts. Any other questions or discussion?
No, I appreciate all the hard work. I know it took a lot of
Yes, sir.
effort to put that schedule together.
yes, sir.
Then may I have a motion to
Well,
approve?
that was number 1. We got to go to number 2.
Number 1, and then number 2 is the one.
Yeah, the first one, that's okay. If I may, I'll go ahead and, that was a presentation, and the second will be request to authorize financial advisor Estrada Hinojosa and Company to proceed with the preparation of financial plan for the sale of bonds needed for the first phase of the 2018 bond program.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Judge, in an abundance of caution, I'm going to abstain on this item. My uncle works for the firm, and I don't know if that causes me to abstain, but I'm going to abstain in abundance of caution.
Let the record show that Commissioner come to abstain.
I don't know if you have that.
Yeah, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Get to work.
Excellent. Yes, sir. Thank you. Item B, request exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas excuse me, requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineering services.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B2, presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of the ranking by the Board of Directors of the firms created and evaluated through the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering service for 2018 bond referendum project 1, 4, 7, and 37 3/4 mile road and North Benson Palm Drive project number 1, 4 mile road and Minnesota Road project number 4, 7.5 mile road and Western Road. Project number 7, Western Road and Mile 9, project number 37. The rank, Cruz Hogan Consulting Inc., score 91. Isaguirre Engineering Group LLC, scored 9267. And R. Gutierrez Engineering Corporation, scored 9167.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Pursuant to the board approval, requesting authority for the Alcohol District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm, Isaguirre Engineering Group LLC, for the provision of professional engineering service for 2018 bond referendum projects 1, 4, 7, and 37, 3/4 mile road north and Benson Palm Drive project number 1, 4 mile road and Minnesota Road project number 4, 7.5 mile road and Western Road project 7, and Western Road and Mile 9 project 37.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, requested exemption from competitive bidder requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4 for professional engineering services.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, 2, presentation of scoring gear for the purpose of ranking by the Board of Directors of the firms created and evaluated through the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the division of professional engineering services for 2018 bond referendum projects 3, 5, and 6, 4.5 mile road and North Dauphin Road project number 3, 5.5 mile road and North Benson Palm Drive project number 5, 7.5 mile road and Glasscock Road project number 6. Firm that were ranked: CSJ Group 89, M2 Engineering PLC 88, Strata Engineering Consulting LLC 88.33.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3, pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for the Dow County District 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm, CSJ Group, for the provision of professional engineering services for 2018 bond referendum projects number 3, 5, and 6, 4.5 mile road North Dauphin Road project 3, 5.5 mile road North Benson Palm Drive project 5, 7.5 mile road and Glasscock Road project 6.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement subject to final legal review with Tested Infrastructure Group, Inc. as it relates to professional engineering service related to the project Fayetteville Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 11B, approved for negotiations by the Board of Directors on agenda item 69685.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
D2, pursuant to the board's approval of professional agreement with Testing Infrastructure Group, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $273,761.39 to provide engineering service for the Fayetteville Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 11B, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E1, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement subject to final legal review with Testing Infrastructure Group, Inc. as it relates to professional engineering service related to project J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 15-A, approved for negotiations by the Board of Directors on agenda item 69686.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E2, pursuant to the board's approval of professional agreement with Testing Infrastructure Group, Inc., requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $246,327.41 to provide engineering service for J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 15A, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
For approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item F, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement subject to final legal review with Quintanilla Headley and Associates, Inc. as it relates to professional engineering service related to the project J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 15B, approval for negotiations by the Board of Directors, agenda item 69689.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, pursuant to the board's approval of professional agreement with Quintanilla Headley and Associates, Inc., requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $201,233.40 to provide engineering service for J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 15B, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So move.
For approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement subject to legal review with Landtech, Inc. as it relates to professional engineering service related to project Fayetteville Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 11A, approved for negotiations by the Board of Directors, agenda item 69675.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, pursuant to the board's approval, professional engineering agreement with Landtech Inc., requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $162,076.91 to provide engineering service for Fayetteville Drain 2018 bond referendum project 11A, subject to legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item H1, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement, subject to legal review with LNG Consulting Engineering, DBA LNG Engineering, as it relates to professional engineering service related to the project Mission Lateral 2018 bond referendum project number 20C. 6, approved for negotiations by the Board of Directors on agenda item 67936.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, pursuant to the board's approval of professional agreement with LNG Consulting Engineering, Inc., DBA LNG Engineering, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $1,006,274.70 to provide engineering service for Mission Lateral 2018 bond referendum project number 26, subject to legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And just for the record, all our negotiations have been under 9.5%. It ranged from 8.75 to 9.5% based on the construction estimate that we have thoroughly looked at, both myself and my in-house engineering staff. So everything that we negotiated, we've abided by with the commitment that we made that everything was going to be under 10%. We also have included geotechnical services in those negotiations from 8.75 to 9.5 for geotechnical required for design services, which traditionally is not considered in that. So, I'm proud of my staff so far and the work that we've done. So we'll continue that. Item 7A, requesting ratification or approval notice to suspend work order issued to Venture Contractors LLC, awarded contractor related to construction contract number CACDD 1-1804490925, FM 495 drain control structure and Donna North lateral control structure, to allow time for delivery of manufactured projects, specified sluice gates. Suspend order effective date 5/9/19.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Item B, approval to issue payment of the following items proceeding review and compliance with contract terms and conditions. Application for payment number 7, an amount of $106,731.25 from Castle Enterprise LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-18020508 J09 Phase 3 drainage improvements project engineer testing.
Move
So
for
moved.
second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 3 as it relates to Alamo Expressway Drain Project and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 8A, requesting approval to create 3 temporary maintenance 1 positions not to exceed 800 working hours at set hourly rate at $13.27.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
And this is because hurricane season.
We
correct?
do traditionally create these positions for hurricane season that we start here in a couple of weeks.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
By the
Approval
way,
of revised,
there's already a storm.
sir?
There's already a named storm.
Yeah, no, it's going to be, we're ready. We'll be ready to respond. Approval of revised salary schedule and
So
budget
you don't
amendment.
have to use them.
Let's hope not. Approval of revised salary schedule for budget amendment to fund new positions noted in item A in the amount of $36,200.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, request approval to create 3 temporary student engineering assistant positions for the district engineering department. The requirements for these slots are that they be university civil engineering students that will work a period of 3 months, May 28th through August 30th, 2019, not to exceed 4 hours per week at the rate of $15 per hour. We want to continue with the board's approval, the opportunity for engineers to come and shadow our engineers, shadow our field crews and our inspectors to see what we do at the district, to get a little hands-on experience. We're asking for 3 positions for the summer.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2, request approval to exempt these 5 temporary, these 3, it's a typo, I apologize. These 3 temporary positions and allow the general manager and the engineering team to select the candidates.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Request budget amendment for the general fund to fund the above-mentioned positions in the amount of $28,600 for salary and fringes.
So move.
Second.
So they get fringes too?
Well, Laura, do we? The Social Security, right? Yeah, Social Security, yeah. Well, workers' comp, the Social Security, they're on our, but not the other benefits that go with it.
Retirement.
Wait, holidays. We have a motion, right?
Yeah, we have a motion and second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, today there will be no action on that, please. Item 9. Oh, it's,
You didn't have a supervisor approve that, did you?
come again?
Never mind.
No, there's no,
action,
yeah, there's no action on C, not yet. I believe that's it, right?
Yes, sir. Anything in closed
We have
session?
no closed session today.
Okay.
We have,
Okay. Well, I think that concludes all our agenda items. Meeting is adjourned. Give me a moment and we'll start the next meeting. Okay.
Doing all right.
Monica.
Okay, I call the Commissioners Court meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Rich Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Today, we're going to start something special, I believe. We want to have one of our veterans lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. And today, we have the honor of having Mr. Jerry Garza with the Texas Veterans Commission lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Judge. Everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's give him a big hand. Thank you for the
let us pray. Lord, thank you for the day you've given us. Please bless our Commissioners Court as they inspire us with the qualities of good leadership. Give them insight to make wise decisions and integrity to face truths and compassion for the needs of others, and make us a model of justice and honor in the world. And let us not forget that our job is to serve both you and others. Amen.
Item 4, approval of the consent agenda. Anybody want to pull any of the items out?
I do, Judge. Commissioners, with your permission, I'd like to pull from consent agenda item 4C, 9C, 12A, B, 1 and 2, 13A, and 14O.
Move for approval without those items.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, item 4C, consent agenda item, should read $701.73 and not $701.43.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 9C, there is no action. Item 13A is subject to legal review. We could have a motion to that effect.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 14O is no action. And for the record, item 12A, B, 1, and 2, Commissioner Fuentes will abstain from any discussion and/or action, again, under consent agenda item 12A, B, 1, and 2.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I vote aye also.
Thank you.
Okay. We're back to regular agenda items. We have, as my pleasure to have a resolution to honor the excellence of our Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Julia Sullivan with the County Judge's Office, Public Affairs. Item 5A is a resolution in honor of excellence in the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. Now, to my right here. And you can face the Commissioner's Court. Sure, please. Whereas 7 deputies were honored by Hidalgo County Sheriff J.E. Eddie Guerra at an awards banquet held on April 22nd, 2019, for risking their lives or going beyond the scope of their duties. Sheriff Guerra said he often sees distinguished service and police excellence in the law enforcement community. And whereas life-saving medals were awarded to Deputy, and if you can raise your hand if you're here, Deputy Enrique Amaya for saving a gunshot victim, Deputy Oscar Elizondo for saving a teenage girl who had been in an all-terrain vehicle rollover, and Deputy Jason Rivera for saving a man who was bleeding from an arterial wound. And whereas meritorious service medals were awarded to 4 deputies who all assisted victims and fire personnel during a structural fire in rural Mission. Sergeant Jonathan Moody administered first aid and triage to the victims. Deputy Jose Torres, who helped search for victims and assisted the Alton Fire Department. Deputy Joseph Trevino, who administered first aid to an unconscious boy who had suffered severe burns and also assisted firefighters in battling the blaze. And Deputy Ricky Martinez, who helped suppress the fire and provided first aid to victims. And whereas Hidalgo County strives to recognize excellence among its workforce as well as in the community, every man and woman who wears a badge knows the burdens that come with it. The long hours and stress, the knowledge that any moment could turn into a matter of life or death, and the responsibility to set an example for our citizens. Hidalgo County Judge Richard F. Cortez has said, they carry these burdens, so the rest of us don't have to. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby honor the excellence in public service and heroism displayed by Sheriff's deputies Enrique Amaya, Oscar Elizondo, Jason Rivera, Jose Torres, Joseph Trevino, Ricky Martinez, and Sergeant Jonathan Moody.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Approve this 21st day of May. On behalf of Judge Cortez, we have some certificates for them as well.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I stand very proud before you today. I want to thank the court for recognizing some of the hardworking staff that you have before you today. Two of our honorees are not here today. Sergeant Moody is undergoing neck surgery, and Deputy Jason Rivera, he decided to leave law enforcement, and he is pursuing a medical career. He wants to be a nurse, so he is taking classes at this time. So they're not here today, but he is still with our office as a reserve deputy. A little bit about some of the awards that they got, life-saving awards. Again, you heard in the resolution, 3 of these deputies were confirmed. They applied their training and saved the lives of 3 individuals. We've got statements from the ER doctors noting that if the deputies had not taken action, those individuals would have not made it. The other deputies received awards for going above and beyond the call of duty. 2 of them running into a burning structure and saving the lives of 2 children who unfortunately were one of them perished and 2 of them survived. When I became the sheriff back in 2014, I made it a point to make sure that our officers had the training and the tools that they needed to do their job. They have training on some of impact tools that they carry. We issued them tasers. They have tools that sometimes they have to use to take a life, but we also wanted to make sure that we gave them the tools and the training that they needed to save a life. And we started that program back in 2016. With your help, with the support of Commissioners Court, the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Training Academy is the only training academy that is certified to teach the emergency medical technicians and our tactical medics. We start off with an 8-week program. We have currently 16 deputies that are trained EMTs. We also have tactical medics. We also have EMTs, and we also train our personnel to be emergency medical assistants. The tools that some of the deputies used were at no cost to the county. We use the 1033 program. Each deputy is issued a tourniquet and trauma kit, and they go on their 40-hour in-service training. They learn how to properly apply those tourniquets and use those trauma kits. So again, I want to thank you all. Thanks, Commissioners Court, for recognizing some of the hard-working staff that you have at your sheriff's office. Thank you. I want to ask Deputy Oscar Elizondo just to say a few words on behalf of his colleagues here, if you don't mind.
Please.
Good morning. My name is Oscar Elizondo. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for approximately 15 years now. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for recognizing us. This is something that I don't think that any of us had ever gone through, and I really appreciate it. And I want to thank Sheriff Guerra for putting us through that training. You know, in my incident, I was fortunate to be at the right place at the right time. In my opinion, you know, God put me there for a reason, and I was able to apply my training. And when we go through this training, we never think that, or we're hoping that we'll never have to need it. But it was good that we had it, and we applied it, and it was for a good outcome. And thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And then Sheriff, afterwards, we can call everybody that's here.
Hurry.
Congratulations.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very Okay, the next proclamation is that May is Elder Abuse Prevention Month.
Good morning. Okay. While we're waiting for them to join us, This item is a proclamation declaring May as Elder Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas people who are elderly or have disabilities have contributed to the general welfare of Hidalgo County by helping to preserve customs, convictions, and traditions of many people from diverse backgrounds. These residents are vital and integral members of our society, and their wisdom and experience has enriched our lives. And whereas abuse of the elderly and people with disabilities in domestic and institutional settings is a widespread problem affecting hundreds of thousands of people across the country, and whereas in 2018 there were 116,578 completed cases of elderly and disabled persons abuse in Texas. Of those, 84,439 cases were confirmed. And whereas elder abuse is grossly underreported because the elderly who are being abused find it very difficult to tell anyone and are usually ashamed and sometimes afraid. And whereas elder abuse happens to men and women of all income levels, all cultural and ethnic groups, whether they're in good health or incapacitated in some way, in poor neighborhoods and in suburbia. And whereas many of the cases investigated by Adult Protective Services in Texas involve self-neglect, and it's our duty as citizens to reach out and help them. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim the month of May 2019 as Elder Abuse Prevention Month, and urges all citizens to work together to help reduce abuse and neglect of people who are elderly or who have disabilities. Presented this 21st day of May 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And joining us to say a few additional words is Gustavo Salinas, Annabella, and Maribel Gonzalez. Mr. Salinas.
Thank you very much, Judge, Commissioners, for this opportunity to help us spread awareness of elder abuse. It is critical that we as a community come together, and as we say at APS, it's everyone's business to report any kind of suspicion of abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Today we have I have a couple of my colleagues here, and so these are the folks that are doing some of the investigations out in the community. And what we want is the opportunity to go and visit with our elders and people that have disabilities that are being mistreated. And so what gives us this opportunity is when you make a call to our hotline, it is 1-800-252-5400. We're open 24/7, every day of the year. And so we urge you to give us a call when any suspicion of maltreatment is happening with your family, your friends, your neighbors. We want you to be the voice and give us that opportunity to go and see how we can help out. Again, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I think I'm going to move item 22B, resolution to honor Wesco High School students selected for state delegates. I believe they're outside. We can bring them in.
I think they're already in the building.
Oh, they're already in?
Here, this way. Congratulations, guys. Judge, Commissioners, under Precinct 1, Commissioner David Fuentes, is a resolution to honor the 2019 Boys and Girls State Delegates. Whereas Weslaco ISD Superintendent Dr. Priscilla Canales and Weslaco High School Principal Yvette Morales, as well as counselors and junior teachers, announced 11 students will participate in the American Legion Boys State and American Legion Auxiliary Bluebonnet Girls State conferences this summer. And whereas the American Legion's Boys State was founded 84 years ago and is the most respected and selective educational program of government instruction for U.S. high school students. This year marks the 75th session for the American Legion Auxiliary Bluebonnet Girls State. And whereas Weslaco High School will be represented with 5 delegates at the Texas Boys State, which will be held June 9th through 14th at the University of Texas at Austin, and with 6 delegates at the Texas Bluebonnet Girls State, which will be held June 16th through the 22nd at Texas Lutheran College in Seguin. And whereas Hidalgo County Precinct 1 Commissioner David L. Fuentes was a 1989 Boys State delegate and is a member of the Boys State RGV alumni sponsors. And whereas the 6 Girls State Bluebonnet delegates are Kirsten Danae Padilla, daughter of Maritza Rodriguez and David Padilla, Alexi J. Gonzalez, daughter of Melinda and Adrian Gonzalez, Audrey Blaine Brunnerman, daughter of Melody and Mark Brunnerman, Lauren Lazo, daughter of Sandra and Mario Lazo, Kaylee Martinez, daughter of Lupita and Carlos Martinez, and Zoe Peña, daughter of Erica and Daniel Peña. The Boys State delegates are Noah Luis Garza McGinnis, son of Ana Linda Garza and Eric G. McGinnis, Michael Wilfredo Aviles, son of Mari Cantu Aviles and the late Efrain Aviles, Peyton Voss, son of Maureen and Richard Voss, Terence Sauceda, son of Martina and Diana Hernandez, and Zuriel Martes, son of Nora and Carlos Martes. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby celebrate the accomplishments of the 2019 Weslaco Independent School District's Texas Boys State and Bluebonnet Girls State delegates offered this 21st day of May 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And to say a few words is Cristina Rodriguez, the head counsel.
Before she does that, did we recognize all the students? Did we miss Lexi? Did you get? All right, good. Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you so much, Judge Cortez, the court, and a special thank you to Commissioner Fuentes for taking the time to recognize our students this morning. They're extremely hardworking, talented students, and it's a pleasure to be with you here. Thank you.
So let me say a few words. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, for being here and bringing the Weslaco High School delegates to them and to their parents. A big congratulations. I know a lot of people don't know what Boys State and Girls State is, but this is where our high school students, our best and our brightest, go get exposed to state and local government, whether it's city, county, and they get go through a bunch of training. They do mock sessions. They run through an entire state legislative session, and then they run for positions. They run for office. They go out there and they campaign, just like all of us do. And they can dream about being up here at this dais one day. But what we want to encourage is that we want great people to become great leaders in their community. And Texas Boys State and Bluebonnet Girls State has always supported that vision. So we encourage you as you go out and you learn about government, which you're going to be able to apply in the rest of your high school curriculum. But really what you're going to learn about is how you can serve your community, using your knowledge, using your skills, bring that back and improve the quality of life for the people that you live around. So we encourage you to be active when you go up there and learn about the government that you saw in action today by sitting in the audience. The voting that we do to try to implement programs that are going to assist our communities and counties in getting better. So on behalf of myself, me being an alumni and a sponsor of some scholarships to Mr. Chano Garza, who takes a lot of time out of his personal time to really promote this, and to all the other sponsors, Carlos Galvan, Judge Quino Flores, Jaime Solis, they all sponsor scholarships for some of these children to attend because it's not always sponsored by the school. And obviously the principal, Ms. Yvette Morales, Dr. Canales, for supporting this. So thank you to all of you, to your parents. Congratulations and best of luck. I look forward to hosting you because these kids are going to come by my office and they're going to see government in action hopefully one day next week. So we look forward to having you, and again, congratulations on behalf of all of us here, the county judge and the county commissioners. Congratulations.
Women have a tendency of doing that to men.
We learned that at Girl State.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for being here.
Okay, we're going to move up 22A, resolution to honor Victoria Trevino.
Good morning again. Also under Precinct 1, Commissioner David L. Fuentes, is a resolution in honor of Texas High School Women's Powerlifting Association state champion Victoria Trevino. Whereas Alamo resident Victoria Trevino is a senior at PSJA Memorial Early College High School and competes in the PSJA Memorial High School powerlifting program, and whereas the PSJA Memorial Powerlifter received her school's first state championship title when Ms. Trevino brought home first place in the 165-pound weight class of the Texas High School Women's Powerlifting Association at a meet held in Waco on March 16th, etching her name in Wolverine history. And whereas at the state meet, Ms. Trevino also won Outstanding Squat, setting a new record of 445 pounds, and Outstanding Lifter with a combined total weight of 1,050 pounds. And whereas in addition to being a top athlete, Ms. Trevino is also committed to academics. She will graduate high school in the top 20% of her class and with 60 earned college hours from South Texas College. And whereas she plans to attend UT-RGV and major in business accounting and finance, she's the daughter of Berta Trevino. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby celebrate the accomplishments of Victoria Trevino as a Texas High School Women's Powerlifting Association champion in her weight class, dated this 21st day of May, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
And joining her to say a few words is her head coach, Miranda Guerrero.
Hi, good morning. I'm Victoria's head coach, Miranda Guajardo. Thank you guys. Thank you, commissioners, for letting us be here today. Thank you, Commissioner Fuentes, for reaching out to us. This is just the perfect ending to a high school career. Victoria was a 4-year letterman with our powerlifting program. I remember her freshman year, I had to drag her out. She was kind of like iffy about joining powerlifting, but every year she grew stronger, she grew more confident in herself, and that's what we wanted. And again, this is just the perfect ending to her high school career, becoming a state champion, and then being the first ever for our school at PSG Memorial. So we're very proud of her. I just want to acknowledge some people that are here with us today. If you can please stand. Victoria's mother, Miss Berta Trevino, her brother, George Trevino, and her grandmother, Alicia Leiva. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And then I also want to acknowledge my assistant coach, Patrick Botwell. and our girls coordinator at PSU Memorial, Miss Marisa Gutierrez. And I'm going to pass it over to Victoria. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, on behalf of Commissioner Fuentes, for recognizing me for my accomplishments in powerlifting, becoming my school's first state champion. I deeply appreciate all of you for making this resolution in my honor. I also want to thank my coaches for also always supporting me throughout the season, and especially my family. I couldn't have accomplished my goals without them. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Super proud of you.
Okay, we're going to move up item 26B.
Thank you, Judge.
Presentation of RISE.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 26B, this morning, a few months ago, the county partnered with the Arise community organization to help promote and educate our rural constituents on the subdivision streetlight program. There is a video that we'd like to present to the court this morning with your permission.
Please.
Thank you.
¿Hay alumbrado público en su colonia? ¿Tiene infraestructura como postes enfrente y calles pavimentadas? Su colonia sufre de inundaciones, las calles están en buenas condiciones. Si hay infraestructura enfrente, calles pavimentadas y no se inunda, buenas noticias. ¿Sabía que su colonia podría calificar para obtener alumbrado público a través del programa de alumbrado del Condado de Hidalgo? Necesita la siguiente información para empezar. Es muy fácil. Para ver el tutorial de cómo obtener el mapa de tu colonia, da clic en el enlace número 1 abajo del video. Para ver el tutorial de cómo obtener la lista de propietarios de tu colonia, da clic en el enlace 2 abajo del video. Para obtener el formato de la aplicación del condado, da clic en el enlace número 3 abajo del video. Para obtener las hojas de compromiso de propietario, da clic en el enlace número 4 abajo del video. Una vez que tengas en tus manos los documentos anteriores, estarán listos para el siguiente paso. Trabajando en equipo es muy fácil. Todos tenemos el derecho de abogar por nuestras necesidades. ¿Ya reunió un grupo de personas interesadas en obtener alumbrado público? Ahora a motivar al resto de su comunidad. Recuerden tomar nota de los solares baldíos, cambios de propietarios, traspasos y/o rentados. Al platicar con sus vecinos, asegúrese informarles que para obtener el servicio, 1. Las firmas de 80% de los propietarios tienen que ser dueños en el contrato de propiedad. 2. El costo del servicio y consumo de la luz será adquirido a través de su factura de impuestos de propiedad. 3. El primer año se cobrará el costo de la instalación y el servicio. Los siguientes años solo se cobrará el servicio cuya factura depende del uso de postes y solares en su colonia. 4. Recuerden tomar nota de los solares baldíos, cambios de propietarios, traspasos y/o rentados. Ahora que tienen el apoyo de sus vecinos, es importante hacer presencia y exponer su necesidad con su comisionado respectivo de su colonia. Es importante que su comisionado conozca de sus esfuerzos debido, ya que son ellos quienes deciden si su colonia es alumbrada. Conozca a sus comisionados. A continuación, le damos información sobre ellos. Comisionado del Precinto 1, señor David Fuentes. Comisionado Precinto 2, Eduardo Edi Cantú. Comisionado Precinto 3, Joe M. Flores. Y comisionado Precinto 4, Eli Torres. Una vez que hayan completado los siguientes puntos: no hay alumbrado público en mi colonia. Mi colonia tiene postes enfrente y calles pavimentadas. Mi colonia no sufre de inundaciones. He obtenido el mapa de mi colonia. He obtenido la lista de propietarios. He obtenido el formato de la aplicación del condado. He obtenido las hojas de compromiso de propietarios. Coleccionamos 80% de las firmas de los propietarios. Visitamos a mi comisionado. Llenamos y entregamos la solicitud junto con las firmas y el mapa. Ahora están listos para entregar su aplicación. Deben de escanear todos los compromisos y enviarlos por correo electrónico, o también puede entregar su aplicación con sus vecinos en la oficina de su respectivo precinto. Si tiene alguna duda, inquietud, incertidumbre, favor de contactar a su comisionado y las organizaciones Arise y Lupe a través de sus redes sociales o por teléfono.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. This has been a successful partnership with the county and the community, and we hope to continue to foster and build these relationships.
And just for the public, this is a tremendous program that we have now. I'm so happy that after, I don't know how many decades of not having light available to the colonias, we have light, and I want to thank you, Ray, my staff, and the rest of the Commissioners Court that made this happen a couple years ago. A tremendous accomplishment by Arise and Lupe for helping these subdivisions get together and go through all the requirements that we require to make this a successful project. I will always support this because I believe that it's very important to all these colonias that haven't had light since they've existed. There's always some false rhetoric about certain things about these colonias, but we know how much effort they make to make sure that their bills are paid, that they get the 80% names in the subdivision, which is tremendous. That's really difficult to do. Some of these colonias are 100, 150 lots. So keep up the hard work. Hopefully, in 4 or 5 years, we'll have a big percentage of these colonias with lights. So keep up the hard work.
And Judge Commissioners, with your permission, they would like to say a few words.
Buenos días, señor juez y comisionados. Mi nombre es Sandra Carrillo, soy líder de la organización Arise y resido en la frontera 3 del precinto 1. Todos aquí creemos firmemente que merecemos vivir en comunidades seguras y alumbradas, en todo el condado de Hidalgo, sin importar en dónde vivimos. Por ello nos sentimos orgullosos al presentarles un video tutorial que explica paso a paso cómo participar en el programa del alumbrado público para subdivisiones no incorporadas del condado. Este video fue creado con la participación de miembros de la comunidad Arise, Lupe y Neta, para aumentar el alcance de comunidades que no han sido alumbradas, así como les mostramos en el video. También nos gustaría agradecer la colaboración de la Corte de Comisionados y el Departamento de Presupuesto con la comunidad, ya que sabemos que este programa no sería posible sin ustedes. Actualmente se han alumbrado 26 subdivisiones y esperamos ver que, al promover este video, la cantidad de solicitudes se aumente. Por esta misma razón necesitamos que se invierta más en la seguridad y bienestar de las familias. Les pedimos que se asigne mínimo 500,000 para infraestructura del alumbrado público, que equivale a 0.23%, menos del 1%. Menos del 1% del presupuesto anual del condado de Hidalgo. También les pedimos que al menos 2 subdivisiones de cada precinto que se alumbren por año sean comunidades con infraestructura en la parte posterior de sus propiedades o sin infraestructura. Muchas gracias por todo su apoyo y su colaboración. Gracias.
Gracias.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Sandra Carrillo. I'm the leader of the organization Arise, and I live in Frontera 3 of Precinct 1. All of us here strongly believe that we deserve to live in safe and enlightened communities in all of Hidalgo County, regardless of where we live. And that's why we feel extremely proud in presenting you this tutorial video that explains step by step how to participate in the program, public lighting for subdivisions not incorporated in the county. This video was created with collaboration of members of the community, Arise, Lupe, and Neta, to increase the reach of communities that don't have any light. Also, we would like to thank the collaboration of Commissioners Court and the budgeting department with the community, because we know that this program wouldn't be possible without you. Nowadays, 26 subdivisions have light, and we hope that after showing this video, the number of petitioners increases. For this same reason, we need to invest more in security and family well-being. We ask you to assign at least $500,000 for infrastructure for public lighting that is the same as 0.23%, less than 1% of the annual budget for the Hidalgo County. Also, we ask that at least 2 subdivisions of each precinct be lightened for each year. Thank you very much for all your help and collaboration.
Thank you. We're going to take a picture. We need to get going here.
This concludes the agenda item. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Next item is item 5C, a proclamation declaring the month of May Older Americans Month. That's especially for me.
Good morning. Me too, sir.
You too.
It's a proclamation declaring the month of May Older Americans Month. And whereas the 2019 Older Americans Month theme is Connect, Create, Contribute. Older adults are encouraged to connect with friends, family, and services that support participation, to create by engaging in activities that promote learning, health, and personal enrichment, and to contribute time, talent, and life experience to benefit others. And whereas one example of many Hidalgo County elder community agencies, Amigos del Valle, Inc., includes a growing number of older Americans who enrich our community through their diverse lives. And whereas the agency is committed to strengthening our community by connecting with and supporting older adults, their families and caregivers, and acknowledging their many valuable contributions to society. And whereas Amigos del Valle also recognizes the importance of bringing together all generations and engaging in activities that promote physical, mental.
Pause.
Pardon?
Pause.
Okay. We're going to hold off for a moment.
We lost the commissioner?
Yeah.
We apologize.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where did I leave off? Whereas the agency is committed to strengthening our community by connecting with and supporting older adults, their families and caregivers, and acknowledging their many valuable contributions to society. And whereas Amigos del Valle also recognizes the importance of bringing together all generations and engaging in activities that promote physical, mental, and emotional well-being for the benefit of all. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim May 2019 as Older Americans Month and urges every resident to take time during this month to recognize older adults and the people who serve them as essential and valuable members of our community, dated this 21st day of May, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And joining us to say a few words is Alex Guerra, who's the Executive Director of Amigos del Valle.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. First of all, thank you so much for your continuous support for our home delivered meal program through the CDBG funds. And also, I want to thank the seniors that are here present with us, because without them, a lot of that work for packaging home delivered meals doesn't get done. So throughout the centers, you know, they work hard, they stay active. And again, thank you for this recognition. And again, applause to the seniors that are here, because they keep active. On another note, we have a volunteer banquet recognizing the seniors that are here on June 14th. You're more than welcome to attend. We'll send an invitation to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take a picture.
Vamos a usar las líneas que están sobre la alfombra, ¿okay? Y después voy a mover algunas personas. And then I'm gonna fix the back. Vamos a hacer dos pattern carpet. Vamos a hacer dos sobre so you can help arrange them. You can come forward, okay? Look down. I don't want you to. Okay, there we go. Okay, I want to see your face. I want to see your face. Then I need to see your face. Come forward. Okay, go. I want to see your face. The picture is over there. So everybody come over there. Okay? Okay, I want to see everybody.
Thank you.
Gracias a ustedes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gracias por estar aquí.
You're still working? You're still there for the next one?
So she just walked in.
Get us remember out.
Yeah.
Can you pass it for Western?
Oh, doing great. Likewise. Take care. Thank you.
Yes, 14.
Next item is,
E. Can you send me this one, please? I appreciate it. Pass it to the commissioner.
What's up, brother? ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you, bro.
No, I told him to cushion.
Hey, mándame dos fotos.
Can somebody help them vacate so we can continue? Okay, we're going to move up item 14E.
Mr. Hinojosa is going to help me with this presentation, with this item, and so she needed to go to a meeting after we finish, so we thought we'd move it up. The item E is a domestic relations office item. It's under the executive office, but it's in coordination with the district clerk's office. The item is to delete a position, slot 001, program manager 2, domestic relations, grade 15, and create a slot 002 director, domestic relations office at a grade 20. This position is funded from a special fund that for DRO operations that's based on a filing fee. We started this process in 2008 in terms of creating this office, and since we're just now getting close to that, so I wanted Ms. Hinojosa to give the court an update on this office and what it's supposed to do and so forth.
And Judge Commissioners, Ms. Hinojosa, Judge and Commissioners, for the record, this is a vacant position. This is a position that's been vacant for quite some time. We have, and so while the action is asking for a regrade, that's been as a result of numerous conversations and looking at programs in the state, given where we're going. And so, right,
And the requirements, sir.
exactly, there are minimum requirements that more than justify and dictate the regrade.
Good morning. I am Laura Hinojosa, and I am your district clerk. I am here pretty much as a resource material for you guys. If you have any questions for me, as Mr. Guerra mentioned, the minimum evaluator qualifications are a master's degree and a license to practice, 2 years of experience under supervision in a DRO office, having performed at least 10 evaluations, again, under supervision, and completed 8 hours of family violence dynamics training. As Mr. Silguero mentioned, this process was started in 2008. However, at the time, the family violence fee was not being collected, nor did we have space. Fast forward to 2019, we do have the money, we do have the space, and we are just looking for your help in getting this off the ground.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also want to move item 21A, the Head Start program.
Good morning. Thank you for accommodating us. The first one, is discussion approval of a member certification to establish a general interlocal membership agreement between Region 1 Educational Service Center, South Texas Cooperative, and the County of Hidalgo. We've had this agreement for a while. It's under a new umbrella, and that's the only change we have there.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B is approval of a community representative to be appointed by Ms. Ellie Torres, Commissioner Precinct 4, to serve in the Hidalgo County Head Start Program Policy Council for the remainder of the year. Ms.
Did she
Torres?
make an appointment?
Yes, she had a name she gave me, but I don't have it with me.
Oh. We're going to have to wait. Huh? There'll be no action then.
We can just have
Okay.
Dr. Culberson get it.
Or call her and bring it back up if you can get a hold of her.
She's out of the country.
Oh, is she?
Who, Ms. Ellie?
Yes.
Dr. Culberson's here.
You want me to call her on the phone?
Is Dr. Culberson here?
Okay.
Wait, you want to go to the next one?
Yes. The next one is a discussion and approval of a donation request by the city of Hidalgo. This is a swing that we no longer use, that is too big for our children, that they're wanting to use, and so it would have been something we would have turned over for us to disregard. So and so we want to.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is the discussion and approval of the following 2019-2020 Hidalgo County Head Start Program plans. These are the service plans. Each one of the areas: child nutrition, education services, family services, health services, human resources, mental health services, special services, transition services, and transportation services, operate under a plan. Every year these plans are revised and reviewed, and we have advisory committees from the community, including parents, to be able to process any changes that may be needed in terms of the services. They are intended to help and improve the quality of services to our children. We recommend approval.
So moved. Second.
Second. What
about D?
I'm sorry. D
Hold
is,
on.
D was,
Hold on.
okay. Sorry.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I have it marked delete because you have already approved that one. It got on the agenda inadvertently. You did that the last meeting.
Okay, no action.
No action.
Okay, did we hear from Commissioner Torres on the appointment? So the answer is no?
No.
Okay.
When is your next meeting?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Okay.
Well, can Dr. Culberson
We'll
just
come
bring
back
it up?
then
All right.
if she's not available.
So we'll take no action.
If I call my office, I can get the name.
Call your office, yeah, and just
Yes.
come back up.
Yes, okay.
Okay, going back to our regular agenda item.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Item 5D is approval to submit to the 2020 Census New Construction Program registration form on behalf of the County of Hidalgo. This is going to the Census Bureau.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, I've been asked to bring item 26CD forward.
Morning, Judge Commissioner, Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 26C1, consider and approve an order authorizing issuance, sale, and delivery of Hidalgo County Texas Certificates of Obligation Series 2019A, payable from the levy of a direct and continuing ad valorem tax within the limits prescribed by law, and a limited pledge never to exceed $1,000 from the surplus net revenues from the operations of the county's parks, as authorized pursuant to Chapter 320 Local Government Code, prescribing the terms and form thereof, providing for the payment of the principal thereof and interest thereon, authorizing the use of an official statement to be used in connection with the sale of the certificates, and making other provisions regarding such certificates and matters incident thereto.
This is the same, we're authorizing the same firm to sell these bonds?
Yeah.
They've already been offered yesterday, they've already been sold. Basically, we're just approving that order to all the sale.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And just for the record, the time is 11:03. Also, item 26C2, consider and approve an order authorizing the issuance, sale, and delivery of Hidalgo County, Texas Limited Tax Refunding Bond Series 2019B pursuant to the provisions of Texas Government Code Sections 1207.007 and 1207.008, levying a continuing direct annual ad valorem tax, authorizing the refunding of certain outstanding obligations, authorizing the execution of a bond purchase agreement, approving an official statement, and making other provisions regarding such bonds and matters incident thereto.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, Mr. Noe Hinojosa from Estado Hinojosa is here in case you have any questions. If not, then that's all I have presenting on this item.
What about D?
D?
Yeah, I can present on D is approval of cost of issuance budget for certificates of obligation Series 2019A and limited tax refunding bond Series 2019B.
Move for approval.
Recommend approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioner.
Did you get the number? Okay.
Commissioner, Ellie Torres had sent a resume on the lady, but I did not bring it with me. Her name is Celine Pardo, and this is approval of a community representative to be appointed by Ellie Torres, Commissioner Precinct 4, to serve on the Hidalgo County Head Start Program Policy Council for the remainder of 2018-2019. Celine Pardo.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Okay, everybody breathe, and we're item 6A.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6A, the DA Victim Assistance Program Grant, Fund 1281, approval to submit a VAP grant number 2924302 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
May I proceed to the item?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 7A, Fund 1291. Number one is authorization to ratify the submission of the reprogram request to move fiscal year 2017 grant funds from fringes to overtime and fringes in order to expand grant funds.
Go ahead and do 2 and 3.
Also asking for authorization of the transfer and acceptance of the approved reprogram number 6.
Move for approval on 7A, 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
very
Have
much.
a good day.
Sheriff's Office? 8A.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. David Freeland with the Sheriff's Office. Under 8A, Agenda Item 70480 has 5 parts. Number 1, authorization to accept the approval notice in reference to Operation Stone Garden 2018 for the amount of $1,665,000.
Move for approval.
Okay. Was there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Part 2, authorization and approval for county judge as authorized official to electronically accept grant award form and related documents.
Move for
So
approval.
moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Part 3, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Part 4, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Part 5, approval to appropriate the budget for Sheriff's Office portion of the 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant in the amount of $1,665,000.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under 8B, item 70499, the Sheriff's Operation Stone Garden 1284, authorization and approval to request an extension in reference to Operation Stone Garden 2017, new termination date June 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And under C, agenda item 70360, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Colby Camarillo, student at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of September 2019 to December 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you for
Thank
your
you very
time.
much. Item 9A, Constable Precinct 2.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Deputy Ramiro Martinez on behalf of Precinct 2, Constable Martin Cantu. I'm here under item 9A. It's authorization to accept the approval notice in reference to Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018 for the amount of $90,000.
So move. Second.
Number 2, authorization and approval for the county. Sorry.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Did you want him to read them all, Judge?
I'm sorry?
Did you want him to read them all?
Yeah, just read them all.
Number 2 is authorization and approval for the county judge as authorized official to electronically accept grant, award from, and related documents.
And go ahead and go to 3.
Number 3 is authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. Number 4 is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditors for the fiscal year 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant. And number 5 is approval to appropriate the budget for Constable Precinct 2 office portion of fiscal year 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant in the amount of $90,000.
Motion approved 9A 2 through 5.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioner. Chief Deputy Gonzalez with Constable Precinct 3. Today we have also a Stone Garden grant, authorization to accept and the approval notice in reference to Operation Stone Garden for year 2018 in the amount of $110,000.
You want to go to?
I'll go ahead and read them all, too. Authorization and approval for the county judge as authorized official to electrically accept grant award forms and related documents. Authorization to pay overtime reimbursement under grant terms and conditions. Approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor for year 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant. Approval to appropriate the budget for Constable Precinct 3's office portion of the 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant in the amount of $110,000.
Motion approved 10A 1 through 5.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. 11A, requesting approval to process the following invoice as a claim with authority for the county treasurer to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures as completed by the county auditor Burns Motors invoice in the amount of $135.
Everything good?
Oh, they're going to go ahead and they want it to be.
Yes, but, okay.
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
11B, approval of a 2019 appropriation of fund balance for the Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59, in the amount of $221,456.54.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. That's all I've got.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, unless I'm mistaken, I don't see anyone from the tax office. So with your permission, Judge, Commissioners, the tax office is requesting to increase their change fund at the San Juan and Wesco substations, and the amount is $200.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 13A, 1 and 2. Item 13A1, Judge, Commissioners, just as an update with respect to ongoing building, construction, relocation, and renovation repair projects. We are still working with the purchasing department to address the situation at the elections department. We are currently working with legal, and we will have a proposed action item at our next court session to address the current situation with respect to the unfortunate, the rodents that are there. And with that being said, then we will be discussing the eradication and the use of that facility for the future.
Okay.
Okay, well, Judge, you know what, I will move on. 13B, discussion, consideration, action on reappointment of Civil Service Commissioner Member Jaime Ortiz.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And 13C, requesting permission by the City of Edinburgh to use our county parking lots north of the courthouse on Friday, May 24th from 6 to 11:30 p.m. and Saturday, May 25th from 4 to 11:30 p.m. during their second annual Music Fest.
Move for approval.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Mr. Salguero, with respect to the human resources, I just wanted to make a comment. I know that this is something that we have discussed in the past, and we have actually done in the past with respect to taking court action and being proactive. And so as the Drainage District did their temps in anticipation or to be ready, we'll also be working with HR and the precincts to have positions, temporary positions, if they would need, if they were to be needed, ready with respect to them being created, setting of whatever the minimum.
For the hurricane season?
Yes, for the season, yes.
I would recommend, like, we got to do some of it beforehand.
Yes.
We'll do some pre-positioning of positions that could be then made available.
Ditch cleaning,
right,
grubbing, all of that stuff is really important.
Truck drivers and so forth.
Right, so we will have that on for the next one as well. Ms. Silguero, I do have a comment on 14B when you get to it, but I know that you have 14A.
Okay. Judge Commissioners, Raul Silguero presenting for the Department of Human Resources. 14A first, because there are changes to the budget. We're requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments for personnel items that are listed below.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B.
Go ahead and take that.
Okay, item B is a item related to our classification position list, classified position list. We continue to try to fine-tune the list, and this effort is to have a logical progression for IT-related positions. We have IT technicians, we have system support specialists, then we have developers, and then we have network administrators, and the grades needed to be in a logical order. So we're asking for these title changes. These are not employees. These are just a position list. We're asking to change the title of the System Support Specialist 1 from a grade 11 to a System Support Specialist 2, a 13 to a 3, and a 9, add grade 9 to a System Support Specialist 1. With this action, we will have the System Support Specialist 1 be a 9, the 2 is an 11, and the 3 would be a 13. And then we would delete the 15-level System Support Specialist position, as that would get into the developer area. And we're asking to delete the Program Manager 2, System Support, and a Coordinator 1, athletic position that we no longer need. So these are just classification changes to the list and do not involve employees. Any employees that have these titles do not get affected monetarily. So we just a logical progression on.
Second.
And Judge Commissioners, with that being said, just for the record, we are working and will continue to work with the Sheriff's Office. We do have a meeting this afternoon with Chief Herrera and Captain Friedland with respect to their operations. And without getting into detail, this is something that they've been working with us for quite some time with respect to their operations. As we've noted with our own IT changes that we've made, we're working with with what they need in their IT as well as their financial sector and I believe it's a couple of other administrative positions. So I just wanted to make sure that I put on the record that while this is being done because this is part of our compensation inventory list, that we are working with the Sheriff's Office and we will accommodate as appropriate.
Yes, we may come back based on our meeting with the sheriff. We will be asking our new IT director to help us with finding the right grade, the right position for the personnel at the Sheriff's Department.
Well, as recommendations, as input, but we will continue to work with the Sheriff's Office. Oh, and Judge, the vote.
Yeah, we have not voted. We don't even have a motion yet.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, I try to make it a practice to give you a summary of the cost for personnel-related positions, and we come to court every week, and I'll try to give you, the next time, a year-to-date summary. As you can see, these are the items that are on the agenda. There's a net impact of $55,000 for this year, for the remainder of the year, and a total of $97,000 on an annual basis. You should note on the Domestic Relations Office, there's a $20,000 impact on the position change, but this is a special fee in the general fund that is restricted to that office for operations of that department, so it doesn't affect our normal general fund operations. The Precinct 4 change is a net $25,000, but attached to that list, there's a separate list that Commissioner Torres wanted me to have the court go over. She's asking to delete 4 sanitation positions that are vacant and create 5. And doing that would have a net impact of an increase of $28,000, but she's going to fill those new positions from within, and she's going to then subsequently delete, after she identifies the 2 people, delete 2 positions. So in total, once we come back to delete the 2, this change that she's making, it will result in a savings of roughly $25,000 with fringes. So it's not going to be an impact, a positive impact. It's going to be she's going to have a savings of roughly $25,000. The parks item has no impact. The DBM has no impact. Those are grant positions. Indigent defense also. So just so you see a summary of the impact, financial impact. Going back to item C, this is the tax office. They're asking for several auto allowance deletions and creations as listed. There's 3 positions that are getting added auto allowance, and there's 4 positions, 3 positions getting deleted, and 4 positions that are asking for auto allowance as listed on the agenda. We recommend approval.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I should also mention to the court that they're not attached to the agenda, but we have a mileage form that the departments complete where they detail the actual mileage that they expect to travel in their duties, and then we compute, given the mileage rate to 50 cents per mile, we compute the amount, so this is justified. Item D, this is for the District Attorney's Office. This is simply a discretionary step for a new hire, which is available under the new plan, and it's moving a new employee from grade 19 step 1 to grade 19 step 5.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Silguero.
Yes, sir.
Did, because I don't recall, did item B2,
It was not, I was going to bring it up. We
Okay.
did not take action on that.
B2 would be approval to revise the position inventory list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra. Item E, we've already done. Item F, this is for the juvenile department. We're simply creating a slot in the general fund to be able to pay this employee longevity pay. The person's salary is paid from a grant, and the grant does not allow longevity pay, but longevity pay is a county policy. So this is simply to create a slot to pay the employee longevity pay to which he is entitled. And we're asking approval of that plus the interdepartmental transfer.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G for the summer food program. This is a state grant. They're asking to create 6 temporary positions titled Referral Resource Specialist 1. These are not classified. These are just temporary positions for the summer food program. This is state funded. They will be getting state funds. This will be subject to certification of funds that have been made available by the state to the department.
So move.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Silguero, item F2.
He mentioned.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did mention, okay. All right, so, Mr. Silguero, my apologies to the court. May I suggest that when we're, and we'll work with the other departments as well, let's just include that in the overall body as opposed to an item 2.
Okay,
That way,
right.
okay, thank you.
Agreed.
Why don't you just combine
Right,
them to
that's-
begin with?
Yes, that's what I said. Instead of a separate item, we'll just in the overall body.
Yeah. We'll do that, yes, sir. Item H, this is the item that I provided a listing on the funding for precinct 4. They're asking, the commissioner's asking to delete slots 3, 10, 14, and 16. The title is Truck Driver 3, Sanitation Attendant 1, Supervisor 3, Maintenance 1. The grades that are listed, and she wants to create 5 positions. The Accounts Payable Specialist, Coordinator 1, Crew Leader 1, and an Inventory Specialist. So she's deleting 4, creating 5, and 2 will be deleted subsequently after the position. So we're asking approval of that. And number 2, approval to waive the posting, hiring, and enrollment procedures and transfer employee number 157716 from Accounts Payable Specialist to Accounts Payable Specialist, same title, pursuant to civil service rules, effective the next full pay period. So there's item 1 is the approval of the personnel actions, and item 2 is to transfer 1 employee to one of those positions.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item I is for the Precinct 2 Parks Department. It's just a title change. Currently, they have a position titled Coordinator 1 Athletic, and we're creating subsequent, later on, another 2 positions, and we're just asking for the title to be changed to Athletic.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item J, under Health Benefits, this is to create 2 athletic trainer positions, same grade. They'll be working on the wellness programs in conjunction with the Precinct 2, in their new facility.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item K for the Indigent Defense is approval of the following discretionary step adjustment pursuant to the classification plan effective next full pay period. This is an eligibility specialist position. Grade 6-1 would be, the proposed grade would be grade 6, step 2.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Judge, Commissioner. Thank you very much.
This is a long agenda. Does anybody need to be moved up, that they need to leave or whatever?
We have the A&M AgriLife people here. I don't know if we can move them up.
Okay.
Are you ready, Andrea?
Are you hungry, Mando?
Andrea, did you want to? What number is it?
20.
20? The A&M AgriLife
Sure,
extension? if you don't
absolutely.
mind.
Come on up.
I don't want them to sit.
20A.
Thank you. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We are here for you today for a few things. Item number A, we'd like to recognize our horticulturist, Ashley Gregory, as she's recognized for her superior service for 10 years with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. There you go. Ms. Gregory served 6 years working for the Farm Food Safety Program and the Arroyo, Colorado project, and she's been 4 years as a county extension agent serving as a horticulturist. So we just wanted to recognize her. And for the second paragraph under that same item, I'd like to introduce Dr. Elaine Hernandez on behalf of the Rotary District.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. The 51 Rotary Clubs in South Texas under Andy Hagan, the District Governor of Rotary District 5930, recently presented the Inspirational Service Award to Hidalgo County Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service for their commitment to end hunger here in our communities. The Rotarians are now recognizing food insecurity as a major social issue in our region in which they want to support. Congratulations.
And for item B, I'd like to introduce our District Extension Administrator, Dr. Ruben Saldana.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Just a real quick item here. We, with the retirement of Brad Cowan as the County Extension Agent for serving Hidalgo for 40 years, we undertook the process of re-advertising that position, and with your permission, we'd like to fill it. We've opened those things up. We've interviewed, and our recommendation to the court is Vidal Saenz. Vidal is a native here of Hidalgo County. He's been with us for over 20 years there in the Hidalgo County office, working in an ag and natural resource position, but focused mainly on assistance of socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers. And in the time he's been there, he's helped them gain access to capital, which is a huge issue for socially disadvantaged business people across the board, and that includes agriculture. And so he's put about $45 million worth of loan packages together during the many years he's been there. And I don't know, on an average day, you ask him how many of those actually got funded, and he says he has it on strong authority. Most of them were. But we don't know. You can't really ask those kind of personal questions. But there's no doubt that they are more successful with his help than they would have been without any help to put all the things together that banks need to write you a check. So with your permission, we'd like to start him June 1st, and I'd invite him to make any comments he'd like to, or invite you to ask any questions that you'd like to.
Please, you're welcome to make any comments.
I just appreciate the opportunity to serve this county and look forward to working closely with y'all.
Move for approval to appoint.
Before I vote, did you go to a maroon-colored school or or does that matter?
I went to A&M Kingsville, but my daughter's going to A&M.
All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you all for being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you for waiting.
Sure.
Good luck.
Can we do it all together?
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Thank you, Judge.
We're going to move item 17A, emergency management.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Come before you, discussion and consideration of approval for the Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management to appoint Jesse Diaz as a volunteer under Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management for a period of May 21st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners.
And if you ever have items like this, Chief, you can tell Valde to handle it for you, so you don't have to stay here for 2 hours.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate it.
Okay, anyone else? Not you, Manda. Okay, 18A, I believe, is Urban County.
15, Urban County.
I'm sorry, 15. 15A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. P.R. Avila with the Hidalgo County Urban County Program. For item 15A1, requested acceptance and action to correct the base bid submitted by RGB Asphalt LLC, total from $267,000 to $265,652.43 due to contractor mathematical error. And A2, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requested consideration and action to award and enter into a consideration contract with RGV Asphalt LLC in the amount of $265,652.43 using Sullivan City UCP funds from fiscal years 28 and 30 flood drainage improvements.
Second.
Before I call the question, I read the agreement, and it said 120 days and then 90 days in that agreement. Did you check that out?
No, sir, that's probably was 90 days, and the first one might have just been a draft.
Okay, you want to look into that and make that?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay.
Can we amend the motion to approve it correctly?
Amend the motion
for 1 and 2.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15B, the Irving County Program is requesting approval of a budget and program amendment for the City of La Jolla. The proposed amendment is for fiscal years 2018 work plan.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15C, the Irving County Program is requesting approval of a budget and program amendment for the City of Hidalgo. The proposed amendment is for fiscal year 2018 work plan.
Move approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15D, approval of land acquisition of parcel number 5 for the 2015 flood grant Trenton Drain Phase 2 and 3. It's a GLO project.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15E, approval of land acquisition of parcel number 4 for the 2015 flood grant Trenton Drain Phase 2 and 3. It's also a general land office project as well.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge.
That was a great event the other day.
Well, Judge, thank you for coming and participating in
No
the
problem.
press conference and participating with our Mexican partnership. I also like to thank Commissioner Fuentes for having Pepe Cabeza de Vaca was very much front and center in our group and was very supportive and very helpful. So, Commissioner, thank you for having him on there. Sir, with your permission, item 16A, Health and Human Services Department, requesting approval to accept the Medicaid Administrative Claim Program contract from the Texas Health and Human Services Commission. The contract is effective on signature date of the letter of the parties to sign and terminates on August 31st, 2024. The purpose of the partnership is to assist HHSC in providing effective and timely access to care for Medicaid-eligible clients and their families, more appropriate utilization of the Medicaid-covered services to promote activities that reduce the risk of poor health outcomes in the state most vulnerable population. Sorry.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Number 2 is requesting approval for the county judge to sign the MAC contract affiliations, affirmations, and Texas HHS System Security and Privacy Inquiry Statement, federal assurances, non-construction programs, and certification regarding lobbying.
You want to take 3?
Yes, sir. Requesting approval of the Chief Administrative Officer of Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Department to sign the MAC invoices after review by county auditor. That would be for myself to sign those, sir.
Move for approval on 2 and 3. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Aye. Motion carries.
Next item, sir.
I meant to say, I voted aye in favor.
The next item, sir, is requesting approval of certification of revenue by county auditor in the amount of $162,841.40. Funds are in the Health and Human Service Commission Medicaid Administrative Claim Program.
And requesting the approval.
And number 2 is requesting the approval to appropriate MAC budget in the amount of $162,841.40.
Move for approval on 1 and 2. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval to accept the Regional Local Services Systems Local Public Health Services Grant Contract Number HHS0000485600009 in the amount of $204,806 for the period of 9/1/2019 through 8/31/2021. Number 2 is requesting the approval for the county judge to e-sign the RLSS LPHS contract affirmation, fiscal funding, federal funding, Accountability and Transparency Act certifications required regarding lobbying and assurance of non-construction program statement. Number 3 would be the certification of revenues at the amount of $204,806. And number 4 will be requesting the approval of the budget appropriations of the amount of $102,403 for FY20 budget period and $102,403 for FY21 budget period.
Move for approval on C1 through 4.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D is requesting the approval to accept the Preventative Health and Human Services Contract 537170287000001, Amendment Number 3, in the amount of $250,000 for a period of October 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2021. Item 2 is requesting approval for the county judge to e-sign PHHS Grant Contract Amendment, Fiscal Federal Funding, Accountability, Transparency Act certifications, assurance of non-construction program statement, and certification of certification regarding lobbying. Number 3 is requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $250,000. Number 4 is requesting approval of the budget appropriations in the amount of $125,000 for fiscal year 20 budget period, and $125,000 for fiscal year 21 period. Sir, I want to also say on the certification of revenue, the auditor's office did request that we get some additional information from the state. We're working with Ms. Huang and their team to make sure that the state gets that information, but we're going to follow through on that.
Move for approval on D1 through 4.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E is requesting approval of certification of revenue by county auditor in the amount of $132,318.85. Funds are for the Health and Human Services Commission Medicaid Administrative Claim Program. And 2 is requesting approval to appropriate the MAC budget in the amount of $132,318.85.
Move for approval E1 through 2.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item F is requesting approval to accept the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Number 537180176000001, Amendment Number 3. The amendment will add $654,166 for the contract period beginning July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020, and requires $65,417 in local match, which is part of our budgetary items for this year. Item 2 is requesting the approval for county judge to e-sign PHEP grant contract amendment and the Fiscal Federal Funding, Accountability and Transparency Act certification. And 3 is requesting the approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $654,166. 4 is requesting approval of the budget appropriations in the amount of $574,166 in grant funds and $57,417 in local match funds. And item 5 is requesting approval of the budget appropriations for the All Hazards Conference, big one, $80,000 in grant funds and $8,000 in local matching funds.
Move for approval F1 through 5.
Second.
Sir, what this does
all of our matching funds have been budgeted and
part of our general fund. Yes, sir. We work that with budget office as part of our budget process, sir. But this also guarantees us funding for next year's All Hazard. Right. This year we had over 5,000 people attend that All Hazards conference. It was very strong with Commissioner Huentes took part in it this year. And again, that's an exciting move for us. So we're looking at a statewide conference being here again.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, sir, is requesting approval to accept the Tuberculosis Prevention Control State Grant Contract Number HHS0004864000001 in the amount of $605,561 for the period of 9/1/2019 through 8/31/2020. The grant program requires $121,112 in local match, which is part of our budgetary action. Item 2 is requesting approval for the county judge to e-sign the TB contract and the state Texas HHS Security System and Privacy Inquiry Statement. Item 3 is requesting approval of the certification of revenue in the amount of $605,561 in the grant funds and $24,000 in program income funds. And number 4 is requesting approval of the budget appropriations in the amount of $605,561 in grant funds, $121,112 in local matching funds, and $24,000 in program income funds.
Move for approval, G1 through 4.
Thank you. Second.
Item H.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Well, I know everybody's getting tired.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
All those in favor say aye.
Oh, good,
Anyone
sir.
opposed? Motion carries.
So I'm finding out I need new bifocals because these letters are getting very small. All right. Item H is discussing in consideration and approval to draw down funds for their uniform hospital rate increase program in the account to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission. Instructions from the local provider participation fund, the LPPF, with the IGT or the intergovernmental transfer date of no later than May 24th, 2019. The amount is $19,531,443.52. Let me repeat that. $19,531,443.52. This is the local participation provider fund funding from the hospitals. This is not from the county funding. This is from the hospital funding.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The item 2 is approval, certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor from the local provider participation fund in the amount as to be determined by HHSC instructions, and as I stated earlier, $19,531,443.52. And then number 3 is approval of the 2019 appropriation fund from the LPPF in the amount to be determined as stated earlier.
Motion approved 2 and 3.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item I, sir, is requesting approval to accept a donation in the amount of $220 from the Park Cities Baptist Church. They have prepaid X amount of money, $600 and some in vaccination fees, and they did not have that many people show up. So there was a $220 overage, and they said, we'll just donate it to the county.
Where Park Cities?
Sir, I think this is in the McAllen area.
Really?
Yeah. And what they called in reference to MMR, the measles, mumps, rubella, and influenza. And we do that to some of the local groups as part of helping them out. And they prepay this, but it just depends on how many people actually turn up that day.
Okay. We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you very much. You do a good job of getting those grants.
Sir, we tried. My team deserves all the credit, sir. The team deserves the credit.
Good job, Eddie.
So, Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, item 18. I know that our IT director is in the audience, but I've asked him to attend a couple sessions just to get a feel for our court sessions. Item 18, IT. First one is for Commissioner Precinct 4. It's for 10 security cameras with Arlo Go camera.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item B for the Planning Department, you have one new service plan. With a correction, it is not currently in place. It is one new service plan, 9 service plan changes for employees at the office, and 1 service plan change for office use as listed on the agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're next, Yvonne.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. It's still morning. Yvonne Ramon with the Elections Department. Item A, discussion on election updates. You've just been given 2 schedules. We have just finished 2 recounts, and we are ready to start our 2 runoffs. One will be the city of Mercedes, and one will be with the city of San Juan. They both start on June 8th, and the election day is June 8th, and begin early vote on the Tuesday, because Monday, May 27th is a holiday. And early vote will run until Tuesday, June 4th, again with election day on June 8th. You will notice that the hours are not exactly the same. Each entity gets to choose their own hours. But keep in mind that the ballot, though, for each of these will be at both locations. So that's very, very important that anyone who hears this, or if anyone asks you, if you are voting in the city of Mercedes but find yourself in the city of San Juan, their ballot will be there. So we need to really help each other and promote this so that everyone is aware that because we are countywide polling county, our ballot then is able to be at any poll location that is open. So,
what if you have, like, City of McAllen or McAllen ISD sometimes run their own election, then it wouldn't?
because the city of McAllen runs their own election, no, sir, they're not. But we run the McAllen ISD. And so they're...
And in that case, if you're working in Weslaco, you live in McAllen, you can vote in Weslaco?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what happened with the 9 elections that we administered during the May 4th. We went Mercedes all the way to Sullivan, and we did have quite a bit of participation, people in Donna being able to vote wherever they found themselves. I was able to vote in Edinburgh, because I live in McAllen. So keep that in mind and keep helping us to make sure that everyone is aware that if we are administering the election, then their ballot is at any poll location. Item B, discussion, consideration, and approval to pay out overtime hours that will be worked in preparation of the July 16th, 2019 City of Weslaco special election that will begin June 1st, 2019 through August 23rd, 2019, including any subsequent runoff election.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C is approval of the 2019 May Uniform Election Service Contract between Hidalgo County and the Edinburgh Consolidated School District.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item D, requesting approval of reimbursement to Cindy Lopez in the amount of $38.76 for fuel expense incurred while on county business with the authority for the county treasurer to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Judge and Commissioners, good morning. Item 23A.
Yes, sir.
Approval for 2019 interfund transfer for Precinct 2 ICA Eldora Jackson to iRoad for our MPO-funded project to TxDOT in the amount of $240,000 to fund project expenditures.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Please.
Motion carries.
Item 23B for our Precinct 2 Eldora Road project, approval of the advanced funding agreement between Hidalgo County and the Texas Department of Transportation for Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Eldora Road project from Jackson Road to iRoad with the authority for the county judge to DocuSign, which is something new, Judge, that we'll need to set you up with, with authority for the judge to DocuSign required documentation.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 23B2, approval to issue a check payable to the Texas Department of Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of $239,316 for the county's estimated share of direct state costs for environmental, right-of-way acquisition, engineering, and utilities for the Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Eldora Road project, with authority for the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, if I could just take one moment to
Of course.
go back to on the DocuSign, TxDOT will now be requiring all of its documents to be signed electronically. So we will be coming to your office to set up a DocuSign account for you to be able to sign those documents electronically.
And that'll be applicable for all?
Yes, for all
So you'll be set up
precincts.
for everything?
Yes, sir. Item 23C, Precinct 2, Cesar Chavez Road Project. This is our MPO project as opposed to our overlay project. Precinct 23C1, approval of advanced funding agreement between Hidalgo County and Texas Department of Transportation for Hidalgo County Precinct 2, Cesar Chavez Road Project from Business 83 to Nolana Loop with authority for the county judge to sign required documentation.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 23C2, approval to issue check payable to the Texas Department of Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of $140,122 for the county's estimated share of direct state costs for environmental right-of-way, engineering, and utilities associated with Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez Road Project, with authority for the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
I just want to make a comment. This is huge. I mean, we have two AFAs on the agenda, and I want to congratulate you, Mando, Erica, and Erica Zamora and my staff, LNG Engineering for making this happen. This has been in the process for a long time, and to have these two AFAs on the same agenda, it's amazing. I know you do it all the time, Commissioner Flores, but this is our fourth. But to have them both at the same time, it's a great accomplishment for the precinct. So really excited about that.
Congratulations. It is a very hard thing to accomplish. Congratulations to you. Yes.
Precinct 3.
Well, Precinct 3 makes it look easy.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 24A, requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel Number 4 associated with the Veterans Boulevard from Abram Road to La Homer Road with the authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval forms.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Precinct 4. Aye.
Good morning.
Morning.
Dr. Jennifer Mendoza Culbertson representing Precinct 4. Agenda item 70496, requesting approval of interlocal agreement with the City of McAllen, Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, and Hidalgo County as it relates to Russell Road, miles 17.5, and 23rd Street Depot Road, drainage improvements with a legals review and approval as it to from.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, in accordance with the Texas Government Code, Section 791.014, approval of proposed project whereby Hidalgo County Drainage District 1, City of McAllen, and County desire to jointly undertake drainage road improvement project to a portion of Russell Road, mile 17.5, and 23rd Street Depot Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Agenda item 70493, requesting authorization to install a four-way stop sign at the intersection of Ponciana Drive and Snowdrop Drive located within the Woodland Heights subdivision.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
motion carries.
Agenda item 70408, approval to appoint new board members to the Hidalgo County Emergency Service District Number 3 pursuant to the Texas Health and Safety Code Section 775.034.
Move for approval.
Well, do you?
We do have names.
I'm sorry.
Patrick Eroni and Gail Capadona.
Do you?
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Agenda item 70281, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code Section 157.903, requesting approval of indemnification in the amount of $150 for a shortage of $100 on July 23, 2018, and for unaccounted fees for permits numbers 60385 and 62502. These two items were from last administration. We'd like to resolve. They were pending, and we're presenting today in Commissioners Court to resolve.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Today, Reviews Department of Budget Management. Item 26A, I'd like to bring up Ms. Flora Vasquez and Diana Hualpa to present on the Hidalgo County Employee Health Care.
Good morning, Flora Vasquez, Employee Benefits.
I'm going to have Ms. Diana present the details of the event, the health fair, the employee health fair for this year, and I'll be passing out the flyers so you can have more information on it.
Good morning, Judge, County Commissioners. We would like to invite you and all of the employees of the County of Hidalgo to assist to the 2019 Employee Health Fair that will be held at the FAR Event Center from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on June 19. Some of the services that will be provided at the fair include the wellness program services, healthy eating habits, smile assessments, vital screening, which include blood pressure checks and glucose checks, information services for uninsured family members, and other topics. We hope to see everybody of you and all the employees in the health fair. Thank you so much.
So this, if I can add.
Yes, sure.
So this initiative that Diana's working on with Flora and with budget and with really the court is to get our employees healthier. And so we're going to put a lot of effort into this. We ask you to please, all the department heads, which there's 5 of us up here, all the department heads, please send your staff. If you're not interested, that's fine. Send your staff. They don't have to clock out. They're going to go and they're going to learn about how they themselves can be healthy, how they can eat better, how they can do wellness here at the county for the first time ever. They also can learn about how to insure their family, which is going to be a great benefit to them. And our ultimate goal is to drop our healthcare costs here at the county, to get our employees healthier so they can be more productive, but also so they can enjoy their family for many years. But we really need every department to push this, to send all their people to this healthcare, and then we're going to show what we're going to do with respect to wellness here countywide. But please, all the departments, send your people.
Thank you so much.
Just to add, we will be there at 7:30, so those of the employees that want to get blood screenings or glucose checks, they do need to fast, and just so that they'll know that they will have those services there.
And so every department should expect a call, because we're going to be reaching out to you all to make sure
Great.
you send some people.
Thank you so much.
You don't mind if I'm out there at 7:30 with you?
No, of course not.
All right.
Please join.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners, for that support. Item 26E is approval to submit the fiscal year 19 Texas Vine Grant reimbursement maintenance invoice in the amount of $7,136.69, and the Texas Statewide Automated Victim Notification Service county verification of continuing production record with authority for the county judge to sign the required documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 26F is approval of advance funding agreement between Hidalgo County and the Texas Department of Transportation for the Mile 6 West Road project from Mile 9 to Mile 11, CSJ number 0921-02-420, and approval of the resolution, a resolution authorizing the county judge to sign the AFA for said project.
Move for approval.
Second. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 26F2 is approval to issue checks payable to the Texas Department of Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of $8,160 for the county's estimated share of direct state costs for construction associated with the Mile 6 West Road project, CXJ number 0921-02-420, with authority for the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 26G1 is approval of a resolution between Hidalgo County and the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles for participation in the scofflaw program.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 26G2 is approval to renew the interlocal agreement with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles for flagging of Texas motor vehicle registration records for the purposes of continuing with the scofflaw program and maintaining the required non-interest-bearing escrow account.
Move for approval.
Thanks. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 26H1 is approval of 2019 appropriation of funds into Precinct 1 road maintenance in the total amount of $119,803.63.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 26H2 is approval of 2019 appropriation of funds for Precinct 2 Eldora Road Project in the amount of $588,840.13.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Thank you.
27A1, Martha Salazar, Purchasing Department. Approval of an evaluation committee recommended by our IT director for the scoring and grading of the RFP for the NIBRS, the National Incident Based Reporting System Compliance RFP. And those would be our director, Daniel Salinas, Griselda Guerra, and Captain David Friedland. Does the court wish to concur with his recommendation?
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item 2 is the results from the second round of advertising to expand the professional services pools that we did at the court's request. A through D, that was expansion of architectural services. Total is going to be 19. Engineering services, we now have a total of 40 firms. Construction management services, we have a total of 23 firms. And expansion of the surveyor services, we now have a total of 13 firms.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item 3 is pursuant to the procurement packet, action to appoint and designate by Commissioners Court the Evaluation Committee for the Financial Advisory Services RFP. Does the court wish to appoint someone from each?
Judge Commissioners, I know in the past, myself and Ms. Linda Fong have been participants in both of these. We just request if we could continue to be part of the grading committee
Yes,
on these two.
I was going to include that it's the budget officer, auditor, executive, of course, and purchasing are involved as coordination,
I'll volunteer to serve.
and the county judge.
Mandu. For me.
Chief Suarez.
Mayor Suarez?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Sarah Bella. I will call Commissioner Ellie in the event she would like
Okay.
to.
Move for approval.
Second.
Subject to adding.
Adding
Yes,
Ms. Torres's
with that
appointment.
authority.
There a
yes.
second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
And now, item 4 is requesting authority to advertise the project, which is, let's see, what is, this is for arbitrage calculation services authority to advertise the project itself
Move for
and
approval.
approval of the packet.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
And item B is pursuant to that packet, assignment of the committee. And in that one, County Judge, I know yesterday volunteered, along with budget officer, auditor, and of course, myself and Mr. Guerra usually coordinate. Does the court wish to add anyone else?
Mayor Suarez.
Mandu.
Sarah.
And I guess you can check with Ms. Commissioner Torres.
Yes.
Move for approval pending Ms. Torres's appointment.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item 5 is recommendation by the Investment Negotiation Committee to accept the Hidalgo County Bank Depository contract between the county and as well as it was on the Drainage District agenda, Lone Star National Bank.
Move for approval.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed,
I
motion
abstain.
carries. We have an abstention, Commissioner Cantu. I vote in favor. Motion passes.
Item 6 is presentation of the sole bid received for the purposes of award and responsible vendor submitting the best bid. That's CSS Technology. That's DBA Road Bond Service Company. And approval of the contract, and that's for EN1 road stabilizer material.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
When opposed, motion carries.
Under the county judge's office, because of emergency management, acceptance and approval to exercise the county's option to utilize the 1-year extension under our debris monitoring and recovery services contract with Tetra Tech Incorporated.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item C1, Sheriff's Office, approval to award and acceptance of the negotiated agreement between Hidalgo County and Catholic Diocese of Brownsville,
physical and mental health and wellness program at the sheriff's office, and that is subject to receipt of the $12.95, which we have requested.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is presentation of sole field quote received, and this is from Bode Cellmark Forensics. Meeting all specifications, this is not to exceed the statutory bid limit. It was done on sealed quotes of $50,000. DNA testing laboratory services for the sheriff's and district attorney's office.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D1, this is acceptance A and B, acceptance and approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo and Delta Lake Irrigation District. This is for the mutual agreement for the public purpose of permitting us on the leased premises of the of the property which is owned by the irrigation district.
So our county park, the Delta Lake Park, is not really our property. It's a Delta
Right.
Irrigation District, so we're very appreciative of them allowing us to use this as a public park.
I think that's been everybody's misconception,
Yeah.
but it is a very long-term lease.
Yes, and we appreciate that because that provides a lot of quality of life issues for our Monte Alto,
And
Elsa, all the Delta residents, so we appreciate them working with us in this.
And family
interlocal.
opportunities.
Yep, move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That included B, correct?
Yes, A and
As
B
I
as
stated. E1, Precinct 2, this is approval of work authorization 1 with an estimated cost of $83,280. Submitted by Cruz Hogan Consultants, and this is to provide engineering services for Minnesota Road, Raul Longoria, to 265-foot wide of Cesar Chavez project.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, also Precinct 2, approval of work authorization 4 with an estimated cost of $5,426. Submitted by Terracon Consultants, and this is to provide construction materials testing for Cesar Chavez, Owasa Road to Sioux Road.
So moved.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Guerrero will take E1.
Item
F1, sorry.
F1, I will present. Item F1 is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 262.024A4, a professional service.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item B on behalf of Precinct 3 is presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Commissioners Court. The firm is graded and evaluated through the county's approved pool of professional appraisal services for a specific project. Benita's Landfill for Precinct number 3, and you have Southmost Appraisal at 90, Leonel Garza and Associates at 93, and Appraisal House at 98. The court like to rank them in that order.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C is the authority of the Purchase Department, which will exclude the Department Director, for the record, Ms. Marta Salazar, to negotiate a professional appraisal service agreement commencing with the number 1 ranked firm of Appraisal House for professional appraisal services for the Benita's Landfill for Precinct 3.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
F2 for Precinct 3, approval to reject the bids received for the project titled Solid Waste Disposal Services through the project number 021 at this time. They're recommending we reject.
So approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3 is requesting authorization and approval of purchase promotional items for public purpose pursuant to Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, for those 3 items as noted on for those 3 events
So move.
on the agenda.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, if you'll bear with me, on the Precinct 4 issue, I'm going to take them up by professional service to try to make this a little smoother. Precinct 4, where I'm asking for all items to approve exemption from competitive bidding under 262.024A for professional services. That's for all items from from 1 through 6.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Now, under item B, G1B, and G4B, I'm going to present you two sets of three architectural firms nominated for architectural services. The first one was ROFA Architects at 96.5. Second one was Fulcrum at 97.5, and then
87.
PBK. That's under item G1B.
Just read those numbers again because you read them wrong.
Yes, 96.5 for ROFA, 87.5 Fulcrum, and PBK 91.5. That's for the first set of architects.
So moved.
Does the court wish to rank them in that order?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The second set nominated, the three architectural firms, ERO at 97.5, Alvarado Architects at 91, Janak Architects and Associates 95.5. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C for both items, authority for the purchasing department to commence negotiations with ROFA and ERO for final architectural services contracts
So
on
moved.
on-call basis.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Now, G2B, I'm going to give you the first set of construction management services that were nominated and then graded. Broadus at 97, Hill International 92.5, and M2 Engineers at 83. Does the court wish to rank those in the order of their scores?
Move for approval. Move for approval.
Are there local firms?
They have local representation.
Local representation. Okay. We have a motion to accept. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item G3B, the next set of professional construction management firms, that's what I was working on, right? Yes. Are SDI Group at 95.5, CSJ Group at 82, and Strata at 90. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
There, and then for C, authority to start negotiations with the number one ranked on both sets, Broadus and SDI, for construction management services.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
On G4B, I'm sorry, on G5B, this is for construction materials testing and geotechnical services. The first set of professional providers, Millennium Engineers at 97.5, Isaguirre Engineering at 82, and Terracon at 89.5. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And G6B, the firms are Rabba-Kistner at 95, Earth Company LLC at 87.5, and Fulcrum Consulting at 86. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
All right. And as for item C, this is requesting authority for purchasing to negotiate, commencing with the number one firms of Millennium and Rabba-Kistner to effect a contract.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G7 for Precinct 4, TxDOT Precinct 4, 1315 account, acceptance and approval of change order number 5, additional work items with details identified in the change order number 5 document attached here too with Texas Cordia, and that's 10th Street Extension Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
H is for budget, requesting approval to enter into 32 lease agreements for a term of 60 months each with awarded vendor Enterprise Fleet Management through Hidalgo County's membership through the TIPS Cooperative Purchasing Program.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And for the tax office, requesting approval to buy out the following based copier equipment that was damaged during the June rain event as listed on the agenda, with authority, and B is authority for Lucy Flores, tax supervisor, to sign the equipment exchange amendment at time of delivery.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
You tired me out, girl.
Save the best for last.
There you go. Do we have anybody signed up for?
Yes, sir, we do. We have one speaker. I will remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time. At the podium, there's a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there is 1 minute. Our speaker is Ms. Fern McClarity.
Well, my speech this morning said good morning, but now it's good afternoon. I wanted to take a few minutes to advise that those that did not know that the Owls and a variety of community members had a role in defeating the $220 million Edinburgh school bond election. It has been said if you tell the people the truth, they will make the right decisions. 72% of the voters said we do not want more taxes, even when it seemed impossible to keep the school administration from winning. There were mobile voting stations at all the schools, and they moved daily. And the teachers and the voting age students were encouraged to support the bond. We understand that the students are learning about selling your vote for a donut on this one. There were 4 town hall meetings to inform the public, and summary of the proposed activities was posted on the web. None of the public did not come. The administration spent over $45,000 on a consultant and initiated contract for an estimated $1 million for plans and graphic materials. The fix was in until the people voted. I believe that the only difference between the school bond and the bonds being sold for the courthouse is that the school bond required a vote of the people, and they said no. The people are beginning to see the relationship between public spending, higher taxes, and poverty. 44% of those who live in Hidalgo County live on an income that is below poverty. So my question is simple. How is spending $400 million on a courthouse going to help the people? How is the increasing the salaries of county employees going to help the people? The fact is that it will only add to the debt, and the families will lose their home in an effort to pay more. The sad fact is this courthouse will benefit 24 district judges and county judges, and they do not work on Wednesday afternoons, Thursday afternoons, or Fridays. And we all know no one seems to want to make a change. We all know about the Breakfast Club, which means y'all need to check into it. It's still going on in the county. So finally, I know that the people will be watching your positions when the re-election comes up, and they'll be asking questions and maybe voting for someone else, because they need you to listen and to think of them at the time of the election and during every meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we're going into closed section pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 and 551.072, to discuss the following items, which would be real estate and other pending litigation. I have a motion to retire into closed session.
So, second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Any action items to take?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. Under open session, item 31. Open session. 31A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There's no action to be taken today. 31B, pending and or potential litigation. There's no action. 31C, I will read the caption item, is deliberation regarding the following economic development negotiations pursuant to Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Section 551.087, Project A19.
Judge, Commissioners will proceed as directed.
Okay. Is there an acknowledgement?
I have a motion to.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item D under open session, claim of Angelica M. Beltran. Judge Commissioners, this was a settlement that has been brought before Commissioners Court back May 21st, 2019. And I'm asking for a property damage supplement against the claim in the amount of $472.38. I do recommend approval. And this would be payable to Tejirina Legal Group.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item E, civil action number 719-CV-00153, Viviana Bautista et al. Versus Hidalgo County et al. Judge Commissioner, I'd like to refer back to item 30, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 2620248, a professional service for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
30B, engaging with a firm of Preston Hendrickson for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation and authority to submit a letter of engagement subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, and this is specific to item 31E, civil action number 719-CV-00153, Viviana Bautista et al. Versus Hidalgo County et al.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 31F, civil action number 719-CV-00152, Jaime Hernandez Patino Jr. versus City of La Joya and Hidalgo County Sheriff's Department. Judge Commissioners, this will be assigned to our Civil Litigation Division, Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And for the record, Ms. Ramirez's office will be protecting the interest of the Hidalgo County and or all interests of Hidalgo County. Item 31G, cause number C5342-17-C, City of Donna versus County of Hidalgo et al. Judge Commissioners, I'd like to refer back to item 30. Requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 2620248, a professional service for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 30B, engaging with the firm of Atlas, Hall, and Rodriguez for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation and authority to submit letter of engagement subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, specific to item 31G, cause number C5342-17C, City of Donna versus County of Hidalgo et al.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and I will forward the appropriate information to Mr. Rex Leach of Atlas, Hall, and Rodriguez. Item 31H, claim of Spectrum Enterprises. Judge Commissioners, I will work with the Civil Division, DA's office, Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office. If I could have a motion to that
Move for
effect.
approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, there is no need for item 32 or 33, close or open session before adjournment. Our next Commissioners Court is June 4th.
I would ask for some consideration of the court. Ms. Commissioner Torres informed me earlier today that she would not be able to attend on the 4th, and I'm going to be in D.C. on the 4th. So if there's some consideration of possibly moving it to Thursday, but if not,
Okay.
you guys will have to run the whole show.
I'm good with moving it. Let me
Okay,
see if we can find an
I will
alternative date.
Right, we'll work with the court for the alternative date.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Appreciate that.
we will have an alternative date. It will not be on the 4th.
Thank you.
Okay, or it'll be the week of, that's the 3rd, right? The week of the 3rd.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
and we have adjournment.
Well, meeting adjourned.